Alright. So, I usually just knit and chill. Or just in general talk to people. But we're going to be discussing sexual assaults. YouTube gets a sneak preview of what's going to happen with the podcast I'm going to be doing. So, if you're uncomfortable about doing this, I have no problem with not making you feel uncomfortable. I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable.
I mean, I don't feel uncomfortable. I just feel like it sounds like a pretty big task. So what exactly do you want me to do? You just want me to read the live chat?
Something like that, yes. I put the link in stream shoutouts, so that way I would have a mod or someone there. I mean, no one's on the... No one's watching except maybe me, because that way I can keep an eye on things too. So, Let me see if I can... see if I can do more than just one. And I do have YouTube connected. It should work. But
Yeah, I've got it open. So, are you just going to be talking about whatever you're going to be talking about and relating to sexual assault? I mean, if people join and they have questions, you just want me to relay it to you? Is that what you're wanting me to do?
if that's possible,
Yeah, sure.
I'm just trying to get...
Do you want me to do it by DM, or do you want me to, say it to you and it comes over the stream?
Say it to me. It makes it easier sometimes.
Okay.
Let me double check on something. I think I have... I need to double check on a certain screen. Okay. It's not wanting to work, so I'm just gonna craft as we chat about this, because a topic like this, I need to have my hands moving around, or moving in general, because that way I can feel comfortable in my own skin. So, for those of you who don't know, I ran a giveaway recently and someone won, so that's why I'm crafting. So, and yes, I have a band-aid on my finger because I got myself cut. And no, it wasn't from a knife or anything, it just... accidents happen. But sexual assaults are misconstrued because of not knowing if the person's telling the truth or not, because the only way to find out if they're telling the truth is if you have a sexual assault kit done, or what's called a rape kit. And not many people are keen to it. So, not many people are happy about it either. So, it's mainly harder on people that are still trying to find still trying to find their way around things. And sometimes it's always going to be hard for those that do suffer from like a sexual assault or any type of sexual assault, especially men, because the stigma of not being able to come forward decreases because of the whole mentality of suck it up type of thing. And sometimes it sucks because a lot of the times people want to have the freedom to say, hey, I was sexually assaulted by someone. But because most of the time people don't want to listen, we will be going over a document of sorts. I have to pull it up, but I'm pretty sure I can pull it up easily. And if you have any questions while we read this, feel free to do so, including Jay. If you have any questions, feel free to also chime in. Alrighty, let's see if I can bring in this. So the site is called Let's Be Clear from the University of Central Florida. And it's about sexual assaults. And it says men can be victims too. Although our society sees sexual assaults as predominantly a crime against women, men are sexually assaulted too. Stereotypes that can be tied to masculinity to sex can make it difficult to separate the sex act from the crime of sexual assault. Sexual assault is equally devastating to men and women, regardless of gender identity. Victims and survivors commonly feel rage, shame, guilt, powerless, fear for your safety, and physical suffering. If you are a sexual person who identifies as a man, it's critical to recognize that you are a victim and survivor of a violent assault, no matter what you look like, your age, size, strength, your character, or sexual orientation. This applies whenever the assault is recent or at a young age. No one has the right to violate or control another person's body ever. It also helps to be aware of special challenges you might face as a man. Reluctant to seek medical care or physically examined, doubting your masculinity or sexuality, hesitant to seek law enforcement support for fear of looking weak or they don't believe you, facing ridicule from your friends or family. Okay, so this is explaining that because people don't... Hold on, I don't know if you can change the title of the thing. Well, we're just talking, so it's not a big deal. Just chatting for a bit. Yeah, we're just Yeah, we're chatting for a bit, but we're talking about a serious topic. So, a lot of the times when sexual assaults happen, people get nervous and start to get really nervous. Like, they feel unsafe, they feel unwary of, like, what's going on, and it's just trying to find someone to feel safe with, someone to feel okay with, and a lot of it's just having the nerve to talk about it. And no, that's not alcohol, that's actual soda, ginger ale. It helps with headaches, somewhat, anyway. But at the same time, people wonder about how people are able to read my notes and see if I can find a common ground. People wonder if sexual assaults are the same as getting raped, or in general, which I think it's probably a little bit of both. But what if that act, and you're transitioning from a female to male, and you end up getting pregnant? Now they're saying that men should stay out of the whole issue of being pregnant, and for that reason, I'm speaking to you as a transgender person to try and, like, make things easier and make it easy to, like, relax. Of course, it isn't a very ugly subject to talk about, because a lot of it's just people need to hear this. Excuse me. No, I'm not drunk. Trust me, I'm not drunk. And it's hard sometimes. It really is. And for this, some people think that transgender men should stay out of it, out of the whole Wade v. Roe situation with abortion, because what if someone keeps getting pregnant but aborting the pregnancy every time they get pregnant? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be researching more about this, so that way I can just be able to show you at a later date what's going to happen with this information. I am not going to just leave this subject alone. It will be something I'm going to talk about for my podcast on Anchor. It'll be something I'm going to talk about on Twitch. And it should be something to think about as well, because no matter what, it is going to be something we're going to need to talk about. Regardless of what gender or what sexuality you are, you're going to need to have some sort of, like, help of some kind. Wouldn't you agree, Jay?
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, I didn't know if you were quiet or you were just... What's your opinion on this? because I always love having input from more than one person, but because of Leo not feeling good and he wanted to be left alone, I respect that. So, say that this happened to someone that you know, wouldn't you try to reach out to them to get the help that they need?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I have friends who have gone through sexual assault, and obviously, first step is to get help. And I actually have a few friends who say, like, help defend yourself. So, like, I know a girl who supplies other girls with tasers to defend themselves with, which I hope works in the long run if it ever comes down to that, which I hope it doesn't, but
So, with being able to have the help or the assistance of proper gear, wouldn't you agree that having proper gear helps with everyone's point of view?
what do you mean point of view?
Like, say it was trying to happen to someone that you know and nothing else failed, and you were there, would you try to step in before it happened?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not trying to get extreme, but if I saw one of my friends was being sexually assaulted, there's not really a lot I could do to stop myself from becoming very angry.
And this is one of the things we're going to be speaking about more in depth on a later note, because of the different situations or the different ideas that people have. And a lot of times it's going to be hard for people to relax. It's going to be rough for people to think about. And it's going to be one of those situations where we're going to have to deep dive into this at a later date, which means research and looking through things and looking through documentation and finding out if this is going to be one of those situations where I'm going to have to do more research about sexual assaults, and predominantly in men. And, you know, it's going to be a topic that we're going to have to go in depth, not just the talk that we're having tonight. So, that I do know. And sometimes it's not easy, because a lot of things people think it's okay, it's not a big deal or whatnot, but it is a big deal. It is a big deal. And sometimes a lot of it goes without saying about, like, perspective, keeping yourself safe, keeping yourself aware of stranger danger type situations as well. I'm only going to be live for at least a couple more minutes because I need to rest and whatnot, but I appreciate everyone coming by. Even if there is no one coming by, I appreciate Jay for stepping in and being a mod, I guess you could say, for the stream. I appreciate that you took the time out of your day to help me with this, and if I need further help with this topic, I will let you know. Alright. Thank you, Jay. And good night, everyone. Have a good night, evening, morning, afternoon.